I'm not going to sit here and act as if I'm some relationship guru. But if you're a guy who's struggling to get a girlfriend and you're getting old and you need to find someone soon, then you need to watch this video, because I can take you all the way back to 2021 when my cousin's girlfriend at the time, now they're married, asked me whether or not I want a girlfriend. And my reply was, no way. And she was laughing. She was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is what life's about. It's about reproducing and falling in love and spending time with someone, all these kind of things, in which I agree. But I couldn't see myself being with someone, because at the time I couldn't even look after myself. And the way I viewed it was, if I can't look after myself, what makes me think I can look after somebody else? You know, when you're with someone, you have more responsibility. And I wasn't even holding myself accountable. I wasn't doing the things that I said I was going to do. I said I was going to make money. I said I was going to go to the gym. I said I was going to eat healthy and lose a bunch of weight. But I kept saying I was going to do these things, but I never followed through. And that just kept telling myself that I wasn't capable. I wasn't able. I couldn't do more. And if I couldn't even focus on myself, there's no way I could help, like, be there for someone else. You know, and I'm now 2 years into a relationship. This weekend we're celebrating our 2 years. And before then, I was looking for a girlfriend for about 1.5 years. And before then, it was about a 2-year period where I was not interested in finding someone. And if you're still watching this, then you're probably at the age where you feel like you're getting older and you need to find someone. I'm 27 and I'm very blessed to have found someone at the age of 25. I'm very lucky. Not just the fact that I found someone at such a young age, but also I found my soulmate, someone who I love dearly and is there for me, and we laugh together and we have deep conversations, and she teaches me a lot and grounds me and helps me become the man I'm supposed to become. Like, I never really thought that I'd get molded by another woman, another girl, not another, but by someone else, apart from, you know, me just working and figuring life out by myself. I didn't think that I'd get grounded the way I am, you know, and this is only because she is a girl of high standards. She has high standards for herself and she has high standards for me. And we joke all the time that if we met 5 years ago, then we wouldn't have worked, because the truth is I was a bum. Maybe not 5 years ago, a bit longer now, but I was a bum. I had really nothing going for me. And I'm so glad we never met in the past. And, you know, this always goes down to God's timing. It's like everything you want in life is going to come at the right time. And that's what you need to be aware of on this journey as well, is that maybe it's just not the right time, but you can make a difference, take action, and create the right time. You know, I mentioned how it took me 1.5 years from me saying that I'm ready to find a girl to me actually finding someone. And, you know, I said I was ready, but I clearly wasn't ready. And I used to say to myself, okay, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm ready, but maybe they're not ready. Maybe that, you know, like everything you have to think about, where you are right now. Everything, if you look at all the past circumstances, everything had to fall in line for you to get to where you are today. And it's exactly the same with you finding a girl, but part of that journey is working on yourself. And, you know, over the past 10 days, I've lost like 1.5 kilos. And if you check out the physique, I'm pretty lean at the moment, and I'm feeling good, I'm looking good. But the thing is, this physique, this isn't the transformation. The transformation is me, who I am, my mind, my mindset, my mentality, the way I view life, the way I attack life. Because when I say that I was a bum, what I really mean by that is I had no direction. I didn't know what I wanted from life. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. And, I only started changing that when I started working on this. Going to the gym seems like it's something that's physical work. And yes, of course it is. And of course it builds your muscle. But I really believe that that's just a byproduct of why we go to the gym. Because even today, I'm on 2.5 hours sleep. And first of all, the reason why I'm on 2.5 hours sleep was because I was up all night working on my mind, learning, becoming a better version of myself. And if that sometimes comes at a detriment to my sleep, so be it, because that's what got me here today. And I'm not saying you should always have 2.5 hours sleep. In fact, that was the first time I had 2.5 hours sleep in probably 6 months or even 1 year. Usually I'm on about 4 hours, 3 hours minimum. Sometimes 5 hours, sometimes 7. But where was I going with that? I was talking about how me having a lack of sleep resulted in something. I actually can't remember what I was going to say. That was probably a lack of sleep. But my point is that I think I was going to get to was, oh yeah, this is what it was. So me going to the gym today, even though I was tired, was only due to pushing through. I didn't want to work out. And when I was working out, I didn't want to work out. I was knackered. I had no energy to push. I couldn't even lift the weights that I'd normally be lifting. But I made myself do it because I said I was going to do it. And it's as simple as that. It's all it comes down to. You need to stop caring about your emotions and the way you feel and just follow through, because that's going to build your mind over time. That's why we go to the gym, to build this, to strengthen this. Because if you can do the hard shit when you don't want to do it, that's how you're going to get stronger mentally. And when you get stronger mentally, you start building momentum, you start building confidence, you start building the life that you want to live, the person that you want to be. And then you will eventually find someone to love. Because look, if you're watching this video and you follow my page, then you have high standards. And if you have high standards, then you want your future girlfriend or your future wife to have high standards. So if your future wife has high standards, what makes you think she's going to go for you right now when you haven't even got high standards for yourself? And what I mean by that, because I know that sounded a bit confusing, is that in your mind, you'd like to think you have high standards, but when it comes to actually playing it out, you don't. You think that you're an ambitious person, but when it comes round to 6 p.m. and you've had a long day in the office and you're supposed to go to the gym, but you're tired, you don't go. And so you're not ambitious. A lot of people can say, oh yes, I'm hard working, but then they work like 3 hours out of their 9-hour day. It's like, what are you talking about hard working? The proof is always going to be in the pudding. We can always say one thing, but something else is the case. And so deep down inside, you feel that you have high standards. I completely get that, because I felt that for years, and that was why I was sad, depressed and anxious, because I'd look in the mirror and realize, shit, I'm actually doing nothing with my life. But then back it up with the action. Go to the gym when you don't want to. Stop snoozing that alarm. Don't eat that slice of toast for 100 calories because you said you weren't you said you weren't what you said you wasn't going to. You said you wasn't going to. So why is it when you told yourself you'll have 1,800 calories, you're going to end the day on 2,000 calories? That's not good for you. And I'm not saying in a health aspect or losing weight aspect. Again, that's a byproduct. I'm saying for your mental, for your soul. You're not showing up for yourself. Every time that you say you're going to do something, you're not. And that's your issue. You think you got the high standards for yourself, but you don't. Your lady has high standards. Your future woman has high standards. She's not going to want you if you continue down this path. I never would have met my girl, and we wouldn't have got on so well if I didn't have these high standards for myself. She has she has high standards for herself. So if she has high standards for herself, what makes you think you're going to get away with having a high level girl, a beautiful girl, someone who's smart, intelligent, loving, kind, caring? What makes you think that you deserve that? You don't. So you have to fix up. And that's just by doing the hard shit. That trains the mind. Once you train the mind over and over and over and over again, you'll start to build this belief that you never had before, that you can follow through, that you are capable. You start building confidence, and that shines in every goal that you speak to. It carries over into other aspects and areas of your life. You go to work, you're happier, you work harder, you make more money. You know, this is all like a ripple effect. Whenever it gets to a point of, oh, this is hard, I don't want to do it, that's the perfect opportunity to do it. That is God testing you right there and then. What are you going to do? Continue down this path that you're on? And this time next year, you're going to continue watching my video or someone else's video and be like, now's my time? Or you're just going to get to work? How bad do you want it? That's what I need you to ask yourself, is how bad do you really want it? Because when it gets hard, when you are hungry, and you've hit your calories for the day, and you go downstairs into the kitchen and there's food everywhere, and you just want to eat everything, ask yourself, how bad do you really want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you won't eat anything. You'll go right back upstairs to your bedroom and you'll go to sleep. Or you'll be smart and have a Pepsi Max, 0 calories. And if that's still not going to satisfy you, well, then you better go to sleep, mate. And, you know, a lot of people are going to be watching this, probably not, to be fair, because I'm obviously not, this message isn't for them, but, you know, there's going to be people around you thinking, oh, you got an eating disorder, you're starving yourself. No, I'm strengthening the mind. This is what I'm doing. I'm sorry that you don't understand. I'm sorry that we're not on a level, but this is who I am. And if you resonate with that, then you're good. You're on the right page. You're watching the right content. Because this is what it's about. The physique, the biceps, everything is just going to follow through afterwards. After you become disciplined, after you train your mind. It's all going to come through after. You don't need to worry about that. That's the least of your worries. Stop focusing on building your physique. It's like really not important. Really not important. It's just going to come. It's coming. Just focus on strengthening your mind. So anytime shit gets hard, that's when you do it. That's when you follow through. That's when you ask yourself how bad you want it. And every single time you tell yourself, I want it bad. And then you have to show yourself how bad you want it. Because remember, saying one thing is completely different to doing the thing. And life's going to go past regardless. So either the time's going to go by and you're not going to do anything, or the time's going to go by and you're going to become the person you want to become, so that you can end up finding the love of your life and she ends up finding you. And if you need help with any of this, click the link below, because I will help you achieve these goals. I'm not saying I'm a love guru, like I said in the beginning. I might know a thing or two about a thing or two. But what I can help you with is strengthening your mind, strengthening your body, strengthening your soul. That's what I'm here for. So if you need that help, click the link below. Let's book a call, let's talk, and let's get to work. Because who knows, this time next year, you'll be transformed. I'm not just talking physical, I'm talking mental, I'm talking spiritual, I'm talking you've got a whole new look to you and a whole new girlfriend. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love. And one last thing, when shit gets hard, ask yourself this: how bad do you want it?